Hey, yo, what up? This is not a podcast. It's just my thoughts for Ron Markman. Shout out to everybody that's been subscribing, commenting, liking, sharing. Appreciate y'all for all of that. Y'all know I do this independently. Shoot it myself, edit it myself, post it myself. It's a one-man operation. Appreciate all y'all. Also, thank you to everybody who checked out the live stream that we did the other night on Justin Hunt's channel, the Company Man's channel. It was me, Curtis King, Professor Sky, FD Signifier, and Absa. I'm not gonna say her name because maybe I get demonetized if I curse within the first minute. I don't know, but y'all know what it is. And Justin Hunt. So we had a good time. We had a good conversation. Check that out on Justin Hunt's channel if you haven't. This week in Dreamville news, that's what I want to talk about today. I was really gonna make a video about Earthgang's new album, just shouting out Earthgang's new album, and then Ari Lennox wants to leave the label, right? So this happened. Like, this is all happening at the same time, and JID dropped a crazy verse with Ab Soul on the song appropriately titled Crazier. So this week in Dreamville news, right? That's what we're going to talk about. I'll start with Ari Lennox. I'm going to try to get through this. It's a complicated story, but for those who don't know, she went on IG today, depending on when you see this, because I think I'm going to make this available for members right away. And then, you might see it the next morning. But she went on IG today, IG Live, and there's audio. And she wants out of her deal with Interscope and Dreamville, right? That's the headline. The last straws seem to be around the promotion or lack thereof of her Smoke video, which came out on YouTube about October 18th. So almost 2 weeks. As well as an interview video that she didn't want to come out that came out. She didn't say what that video was. My assumption, and I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I will admit that I'm wrong. If y'all know better, please tell me better. But I believe it was the recent interview that was released on Terrell Grice's YouTube channel that bothered her. That's what it seems like. That's the most recent Ari interview that it seems to line up. But I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, and I will correct it. I'm just making an educated guess here. But it was an outside interview. It was outside of her label, and she didn't want it to come out. I guess at some point during the interview, and with Terrell Grice's channel, some of the clips are out, and then for members, I guess the full thing, the members can see. So I'm assuming it's in the member section. But, it seemed like she didn't exactly say, but that she doesn't want to talk about mental health. She said she doesn't want to have interviews with people and have the conversation about mental health. She doesn't want to be the poster child for mental health. She was like, people keep asking her every time she speaks, every time they see her, if she's okay, if it's, so, I mean, look, man, people care. Like, also, Ari has come out and has said that things aren't okay, at least with her music and the business. And she made it very clear when she spoke. She said, listen, I love my life. This is not a cry for help type of thing, but she's very frustrated with the industry. But she says she just doesn't want to have these mental health conversations. Okay, fair. You know what I'm saying? And she also said she doesn't feel protected by her label. And she talked about how so because I guess what happened was she asked her label to make sure that interview doesn't come out, or to take the interview down. And it seems like the label being Interscope, was not able to do this, or could not oblige, or could not just make it happen. And me being a media person, I understand if you do an interview outside of your label, like, things have to be agreed upon, and depends on what the agreement was. I know if somebody does an interview with me, man, or where I'm at with Genius or whatever, we talk about it beforehand. We definitely talk about talking points and stuff like that. But, money gets spent on production. Imagine spending, and production costs aren't cheap. Imagine spending money on a production, and then now you can't release that. You kind of got to eat that cost. But there's different things. I don't even want to get into it. Let me not even do that. Let me not speculate, because I don't know what was talked about beforehand or what wasn't. So that's not fair to any of the parties involved. But, the label doesn't always have control over what gets published and when they're setting up interviews in the media with you. But regardless, she says she doesn't feel protected by her label. She also talked about how she needed advertising for her label, and she said that she was paying for her own Google ads. Seemed like that she was unhappy with the performance of the Smoke video, which has a couple of 100,000 views. I think it's almost up at about 500,000 views, and she has 700,000 subscribers. She said she just wasn't happy with it. Seemed like she wasn't happy with how that was promoted, and she said that she was paying for Google ads on her own, and that she just wants to be released. I'll play a little bit of the audio for it.
Like, no, it's not okay. So I just want to be released. And it's just that simple. And I'm tired of being nice. And I was trying to do everything the right way. But now I'm pissed. This was my final straw. Like, I have communicated effectively, and no one cares. So now we're here in toxic ass social media world. Or this is how I'm deciding to express myself in a toxic way. Like, but we're here, and I don't know how else to like. I don't know how else to get it through people's thick head. Like, stop playing with me. Like, stop playing with me, and I'm tired of being nice. I'm tired of being nice.
Boom. All right. She also said in her live that Dreamville doesn't believe in paying for ads. Like, Dreamville doesn't do like Google ads and you know, Facebook ads and stuff like that.
She never even had a fucking chance. Like, the label Dreamville literally is telling me to my face they don't believe in advertisements. They don't believe in Google ads. What am I supposed to do with that information? Google ads, Instagram ads. And I'm happily was just like, goodbye social media, until I realized, well, God damn it, half of the fucking world is on social media. How else am I supposed to promote myself? And then I look into the lens of my business, and I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah, Instagram is damn near what's keeping me relevant.
And she also said she was just exhausted with the music industry, right? She talked about wanting to walk away from social media. And if you've been paying attention, 2 weeks ago, she said that she wanted to quit social media. She made that announcement. But she talked about wanting to walk away from social media, but not being able to walk away because it seems like she doesn't get her label to advertise or to run ads for when she has new music coming out. And what's the other way of letting, you know, fans know when you have new music coming out? It's through your social media, it's through your Instagram, it's through posting. So she said that she wants to walk away from social media, but she can't. And she said that she refuses to drop an album that nobody will listen to. There's a lot going on here, right? She also said she doesn't want to go independent, because that was going to be my next thing. Was like, well, it just maybe feels like the major label system isn't for everybody, and maybe independence is the way to go, because you could do it on your own term. But she says she doesn't want to go independent. Here's the audio for that.
I'm tired. I don't want to go independent. I'm just letting y'all know this is what's happening, and I'm done.
Then on her IG stories, I'll just read what she wrote and I'll put it on the screen. She says, Interscope and Dreamville have been playing with me all month, and I'm so exhausted. I'm so tired of people treating me like this. Sorry for me, and like I'm the face of mental health. I'm okay, and I've never been happier. What I don't like is being signed and lied to and manipulated. Not one person at those labels ever knew how to market or protect me. Y'all don't know the half. Constant letdown and neglect. This industry stuff will never be for me. So that's where we are with Ari Lennox. For Ari, look, I think, and hopefully she could find it, that she could just find a situation where she'll be happy, right? To me, most likely, I think that's an independent situation where she could drop and promote music the way she sees fit. And, you know, there are some independent situations where, and she was very clear. She clearly said, I don't want to be independent. But, you know, there's independent situations like Empire who don't operate like they have major resources, but they're not a major label. So you may be able to get like label services through somebody like Empire, and be independent, but not fully be in that system. I can't speak. She has to know what she wants for her. Can she get out of that deal with Interscope and Dreamville? I mean, I guess it depends on how much she owes the label, like whatever the business is. None of us know. But the industry just doesn't seem for her. Talent is never a question, right? We never question Ari Lennox's talent, you know. But this industry doesn't seem for her. It'll be interesting to see what she does going forward. One thing to note, though, you know, and I believe that labels should figure out how to market and promote music. But look at how many layoffs just happened at UMG and Interscope. Like, you think this wasn't gonna affect budgets? Like layoffs, they cut headcount for sure, but I wouldn't be surprised. I'm sure that marketing budgets just got slashed as well. And this is not making an excuse for the labels, but I think there's just a domino effect of the slashes and the cost cutting that we've been seeing at all these major labels. And now you're seeing one artist being very vocal about how they're affected by it. You know what I'm saying? And maybe this was going on for some time, but I know with those layoffs, with all the stuff that happened at UMG, like that doesn't make it better. That doesn't help. So, it's just interesting to see how many artists may come on and talk about this. And look, also, this isn't an era when we talk about marketing and promotion, right? And Google ads and stuff like that. Yeah, you're competing for attention, because this isn't an era where you take an ad out in the magazine and you somehow have to convince the audience to get up and go to the store, go to Best Buy or Circuit City or Virgin Megastore and buy a CD, right? Funny thing is every record ever recorded is on your phone. The fans already spent the money. That $9.99 or $11.99 or whatever you pay for Spotify and Apple comes out of your account every month automatically. So the money's already spent, and now you're vying for the attention with all the other stuff is out. Hey, press play on this. All you have to do is click. I think the problem with the music industry now and in the streaming era was that it was changed. The business was changed to cater to the casual fan. There were fans who would go to the record store every week, or at least buy a CD a month. You know what I'm saying? I think fans who maybe went into a record store and bought a CD a month were considered super fans, right? I forget what the actual statistic is, but the streaming thing was like, hey, let's make it easier and let's capture all of these casual fans who barely walk into a CD store and get their dollars. The problem is that when you when you build the business around the habits of a casual fan, then you can't be surprised when the casual fan acts casually about the music. And this is not an Ari Lennox problem. This is not Ari is the artist. This is Ari didn't do this. This is the way that the business is run. So it'll just be interesting to see what's next. I say all this to say I think it's a bigger conversation. I know I'm rambling a little bit, but something's coming around the corner that's not streaming, because I think the streaming is clear that it has a ceiling. It's clear that it's not working for everybody. It's clear like that this digital, and we're not going. I don't necessarily know that we're going all the way back to physical product either, but this is just not working for a lot of artists. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be interesting to see what's coming. But that I went off on a tangent because that has nothing to do with Ari. What sucks about this news, right? Bringing it right back to Dreamville. What sucks about this news is that this comes right as Earthgang. Shout out to Dot. Shout out to Olu, man. This comes right as Earthgang's new album, Perfect Fantasy, dropped. Like, it just dropped yesterday. Dropped on the Tuesday. So, and the way the internet works, right? The way the media operates, the way that the public clicks, the way that y'all click, the way that I click, the way that it works. Ari Lennox wanting to leave her label is going to get way more clicks, way more media attention, way more posts, way more YouTube videos than Earthgang's new album. It's just the way it works, and everybody is complicit. You know what I'm saying? And Earthgang don't deserve that, man. So the album dropped on Tuesday, a day after Tyler dropped on Monday. That was like a dope release. Oh shit, we're getting away from Friday releases. Earthgang had also planned, I think before Tyler even announced, I think Earthgang had announced before Tyler that they were dropping on the Tuesday. And so we're getting out of these Friday releases from these major label artists. So that's cool. They're doing what works for them. But I just want to say on this Earthgang album, the album is dope. Musically, it's like the vibe of it is dope. First off, golly, like good intro, like just a good way to set up the project. When you get to record number 2, Deep Blue record features Lil Dragon. Record's 6 minutes long. The vocals don't even come in until about a minute and 20 seconds in. It's dope fucking music. Like that Deep Blue record off of Earthgang's Perfect Fantasy. If y'all don't listen to nothing else on the album, and it's not a rap record, but like Deep Blue, dope music. And the album is full of it. Now, full of records like that, right? A number of records on the album were released already. So the hardcore Earthgang fans are gonna say, okay, I've heard Osmosis, I've heard Perfect Fantasy, I've heard Put in Work, I've heard Black Light. Those were on the Robophobia EP. Bobby Boucher and The Wake and Imagine and Flavors of Karma and Die Today was on R.I.P. Human Art EP. And what they did was they combined those EPs and put them together and then put more songs on top of it and made an album. I'm not mad at them at repackaging the album this way. It kind of goes back to what Ari was saying. I don't know if Earthgang gets the best promotion, right? Like, I think Earthgang is like, if you know, they absolutely have fans, but Earthgang is not the biggest group in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But they make incredible music. And I feel like dropping those EPs, and then when it's album time, we're going to combine these EPs and give you new records to make our album. I think it gives these records new life. You know what I mean? Like I think it's not like the records were they were bad records and still maybe underexposed. You didn't get the most out of these records. So them trying to repackage it for us, I know there are fans, because there were people who hit me on Twitter and was like, but I heard so many of these records already, but did you love them? Were they dope records? Will you listen to them again? Now you just listen to them in a new context. Like, I think part of being a fan of a group or any artist is wanting to see that artist grow. So I wasn't mad. Like, if there's any one criticism about this album, it's gonna be, okay, we had heard these records. They started releasing these records on EPs in 2023 and then early in 2024. But again, I'm cool with it. I love R.I.P. Human Art specifically when it dropped, and I think the repackaging of this is cool. I'm with it. I want to see Earthgang get as much exposure as they can, open up new ears and audiences they can. They're giving these records new life. So another new record so Deep Blue. I'm telling you, incredible music. If you don't listen to Deep Blue, and then you gotta featuring Pharrell is a dope ass record. Like. You gotta with Pharrell, dope record, man. They talked about, they went on the Breakfast Club and they talked about how they actually did it with the Neptunes. It would actually start as a Neptunes record, but I guess whatever's going on with Chad and Pharrell, unfortunately, changed the record. But Pharrell kind of crafted the record, so it's just him. So I think they took Chad's parts off, but it doesn't bother me none because I haven't heard the original record they worked on with the Neptunes, so you can't miss what you don't have, right? But the record as it is right now is a great fucking record. Like, dope ass record. So definitely check out Deep Blue off of this. I'm rocking with the album and I can't wait to live with it. Like, I just want to like sit and listen to it and live with it. And then going on, what else is going on in Dreamville this week? There's a new Ab-Soul joint with JID. It's called Crazier. They both went crazy, just like the title suggests, right? Like, Souls versus Insane, Jizz versus Crazy. I saw people suggesting that JID diss Kendrick when he says this, right? And y'all gotta listen to it for yourselves. Y'all determine. He says, "Kill more in these fields. I hope you get your will wrote. Dome shot him. That's a third eye. You real woke. What's the reward? But what are the risks involved? What's the penalty for it? Get a pen, write his name on the bullet for your boy, then pull it when you blitz. You get a Pulitzer Award. Cheers." Now, I know what I hear. I don't hear the diss. Like, if I'm Kendrick, I don't hear the part that I'm supposed to be offended by. Like, I think it's dope wordplay, but I don't hear the part that threatens me. If you mention but, and you got to be fair now, like, I don't hear it. Like, where am I supposed to be offended? But if you mention Pulitzer in a rap right now, in this moment in time, in this climate, there is only one rapper who is a Pulitzer Prize winner, and that's Kendrick Lamar. I don't think he should take this as a diss. I just don't feel the venom in it. Like, if it was meant to be a diss, I'm like, then you need to be more direct and just harder with it. I don't think it's a diss. But I think some people might run with it. You can't be mad if fans start to speculating. If in this climate, right now, in this moment, if you say, write his name on the bullet for your boy, then pull it when you blitz, you get a Pulitzer Award. There's only one Pulitzer Prize winner in hip hop. So I don't think this goes further. Like, I honestly think, y'all let me know what y'all think. I really do want to know what y'all think. I don't think this is a thing. I don't think this goes further. But you also got to read the room, right? And the temperature in the room. Also, that wouldn't have flown on a song with Ab-Soul. Like I think Soul, just where his allegiance lies. That's another reason why I'm like, this is not a thing. Like if this was a clear shot, like Soul would have been like, nah, I can't rock with this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever. So I really do. I honestly think it's nothing. But if this becomes a thing, and this is just talk. This is just between you and me and everybody who's watching this. My videos aren't that big yet. I'm not putting this in the headline. I'm not making it a thing. I'm not making it a focal point. But it'll be interesting to see where this goes. I think this is nothing though. I think this comes and goes. And then he ends. He goes on in the verse with more bullet wordplay when he says, it's gravy when the surveillance in the rear, we in the clear, pick up them shell cases and make them cases disappear. I just think it's dope wordplay. The bullet for your boy, and then a couple of lines later, surveillance in the rear, pick up the shell casings, make the cases disappear. I just think it's dope wordplay. So he killed the verse. Regardless, man, it's a dope ass song. And I think Soul killed it. Soul said, this was my favorite from Soul. He said, he starts off, he said, no shit, I wrote this sitting outside the psych ward, cashing out. I be blacking out because it keeps the lights on. I be blacking out with the rhymes. Yo, he blacked out, but it keeps the lights on. Every time Soul goes crazy on the verse, he gets paid. It keeps the lights on. No shit, I wrote this shit outside of the psych ward, cashing out. I be blacking out because it keeps the lights on. I'm the illest. It's in the air. You should get the Lysol. Lots of trauma from the drama I saw. I need new eyeballs. Also, again, dope wordplay, but Stephen John. Oh man, I forget the name of his syndrome, but Soul has a syndrome. It affects his vision. So lots of trauma from the drama I saw. I need new eyeballs. Dope verse. Like if you like raps, I like raps. I know a lot of y'all just like bars and like raps. Check that shit out if you haven't checked it out. Ab-Soul and JID, Crazier. And that's it for now, man. I just wanted to talk about what's going on in Dreamville. Mostly good, mostly dope. The Ari Lennox thing, we got to see how that plays out. We also seen Ari speak out before, lash out before. This isn't surprising from Ari. We'll see if it actually leads to something. We'll see if it actually leads to her, going off the label. We had to speak about that. That's big news. You know what I'm saying? One of Dreamville's best artists and most successful artists saying, hey, I want off the label. So you got to speak about it. But I didn't want that to detract either from, I thought Earthgang put out a dope album musically, and I think JID just went crazy on this Ab-Soul joint. So that's it. Those are just my thoughts, all right? Like, subscribe, hit me in the comments. Let me know what y'all think, and I'm going to talk right back with y'all, all right? Peace.